Welcome to Snyder's Inc., where the fun never ends. Reactions, gaming, and more with Josh as your friend. Tune in, buckle up, it's a ride you don't wanna miss. Snyder's Inc., let's dive in, feel the ultimate bliss.
Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. And today we've got another wrestling reaction for you, and this is the worst match from every WrestleMania. And we're gonna get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe and comment your thing down below. If you'd like to help me out with a donation, you can hit leave a super thanks or link to my PayPal. It's in the description below. We're gonna get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, subscribe and comment your thing down below. Let's go.
The blandest stage of the grandest stage. Every WrestleMania, good or bad, needs a climax, and it needs a deepest depth. While last week we took a look at the greatest match to grace the ring of every WrestleMania over the last 39 years, this week we take a look at the more insidious side of that coin. There's 4 decades of trash to sift through here, and by God, we did it for you. I'm Tempest, hailing from parts of unknown, and this is the worst match from every WrestleMania. And before we get on with this list, please make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and enable notifications so you never miss a fun list just like it, and make sure that you stick around to the end to see a clip from the latest episode of Survival Series. WrestleMania 1, King Kong Bundy vs. SD Jones. Most of WrestleMania 1 is an MSG house show broadcast to the world, best exemplified by just a regular old squash match. A squash match that they tried to tell us was 9 seconds, but was nearly 3 times that long. And really, what could make a match worse than a lie? WrestleMania 2,
Fairness, that one I feel like I'd give a pass because it was done to get Bundy over, so at least it had a freaking purpose in the squash. But yeah, it's not. It shouldn't be on there. They didn't know what they were doing in number 1. This one, they just fucking a dumb idea from the beginning to the end.
Roddy Piper vs. Mr. T. If there is one thing I hate in wrestling, it is worked shoot sports. MMA, boxing, doesn't matter. Odds are I'll hate it. A boxing match ending in DQ after a massive waste of time? All the way off. WrestleMania 3.
Yeah, that one's the worst. That one's the worst. This is this is shameful. This is shameful that you put this on here. This is just shameful.
Hillbilly Jim, Little Beaver, and the Haiti Kid versus King Kong Bundy, Little Tokyo, and Lord Littlebrook. When Gorilla Monsoon called Hogan and Andre the irresistible force meeting the immovable object, I am fairly certain that he got his notes mixed up and was actually talking about Little Beaver and King Kong Bundy. From main event of Mania 2 to this. Or Bundy. WrestleMania 4,
Oh yeah, I forgot they faced off in this match. I know they, because this was the tournament and these two were facing each other in the tournament. I completely fucking forgot that this happened in the tournament. I completely forgot about this.
Hulk Hogan vs. Andre the Giant. Hogan vs. Andre from Mania 3 may have had the iconic status to save it from being the worst match of the show, but this rematch the following year had no such status. Just the resistible force meeting the immobile object. WrestleMania 5, the Bushwhackers vs. the
I mean, it's the Bushwhackers. What the fuck do you expect? The Bushwhackers are fucking shit.
Fabulous Rougeaus. There is a real argument to be made that this is the single worst WrestleMania wrestling match of all time. Just 4 bumbling fools pissing about in a 9-minute comedy match that skimps out on the comedy. The Bushwhackers have more 5-star matches than Kurt Angle. I'm just gonna let that marinate for a bit. WrestleMania 6, Big Boss Man vs. Akeem. After a pre-match
Look, we can't get mad at Akeem. I won't let no Akeem hate be done on this channel, you understand me? Akeem is amazing, and so is the Big Boss Man. So, while this match might be shit, I refuse to let the hate begin. We will not fight hatred with hatred. All hail Akeem.
beat down from Ted DiBiase on the large man in charge, Boss Man and Akeem had a 109-second match that consisted entirely of clubbing blows, Irish whips, and a Boss Man slam. That's right, Boss Man got the beatdown and won in less than 2 minutes. Who da man indeed. WrestleMania 7, Jake Roberts versus Rick Martel. Nothing says a big blow-off quite like a blindfold match. Just men pretending to be blind stumbling around for 8 minutes. And I say pretending because look at those eye holes. I'm the eye hole man. Give me those eye holes. WrestleMania 8, Hulk Hogan versus Sid Justice. This is the worst WrestleMania main event, and I'm tired of pretending it's not.
Hey, this has the greatest thing of Papa Shango being an idiot, I think, and possibly fake Ultimate Warrior, if you believe the dirt sheets. Fake Ultimate Warrior here. What's more iconic than that? What could top that? Sid had to kick out of the leg drop, even though no one ever he was supposed to. It's 5 stars to me. I don't know what the hell the hate's all about.
Ends in DQ, Shango misses his cue, Hogan leaving was due, and 5 more years till Sid does a poo. WrestleMania 9, The Undertaker versus...
Without a fucking doubt, there's no topping this. People would say Hogan, Yokozuna, but that was only a minute long. I wasn't this fucking much of a train wreck. Nothing can top this shit.
Versus Giant Gonzalez. Maybe the most important match on this list, because you can tell that not a ton of thought was actually put into this or its finish, and all it would have taken was a slightly different outcome to completely alter the history of WrestleMania. Gonzalez just pins Taker? No streak. But even in that imaginary world, I'm sure this match would have still been just as bad. WrestleMania 10, Yokozuna versus Lex Luger. You know, I think this might be the worst WrestleMania follow-up a Royal Rumble winner has ever received.
You know what? I actually think you might be right there. That might be the worst follow-up we've ever seen. Yeah, actually, I think you've nailed the. I think you're right on that. Right on the nail on that one, Tempest.
Imagine a Rumble winner today getting their title match in the middle of Mania, having a horrible match, and then losing by DQ thanks to special referee shenanigans. WrestleMania 11, The Undertaker versus King Kong Bundy. The Undertaker wins this match with a clothesline, and the only memorable thing about this match is the fact that for some reason The Undertaker's urn has grown 3 sizes, and then Papa Shango alerts everyone that he's gonna melt it down into a chain. 1995 was a bad year, everyone. WrestleMania 12, The Ultimate Warrior versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley. I like
Just shouldn't have happened this way. However, the crowd, I mean, we can hate it. Warrior knew what the fuck he was doing. Warrior said, look, we gotta just have it be a ding, quick squash, get the crowd fired up, fucking nailed that right on the head. That's exactly what it did. Problem with the damn thing is it just said fuck you to Hunter and his finisher.
to think that a young Hunter Hearst Helmsley witnessed the Ultimate Warrior completely bury him and his finish at WrestleMania 12 and thought, hey, I could do that. This is a 1.5-minute squash that totally buried the guy who was penciled in to win King of the Ring at the time. Stupid. WrestleMania 13, The Undertaker versus Sid.
Sid shot himself.
WrestleMania 14,
Sid shot himself. I don't remember anything about this battle royal. I have nothing to say about it.
the Tag Team Battle Royal. This is the most nonsense a nonsense Battle Royal has ever been. And that includes the Reverse Battle Royal. It's a cluster. Half the people in it don't even know the rules. What a way to open your biggest show. WrestleMania 15, The Undertaker versus the Big Boss.
A man got hung. That just equals terrible match. A man, the worst Hell in a Cell match of all time, I think. I think it's one of the worst Hell in a Cell matches of all time. It's not the worst, although me and the internet will always disagree on what the worst Hell in a Cell match is. But this is definitely top 5, I think.
Boss Man. This match moves along at the pace of Continental Drift and ends with a literal murder as they cut to Michael Cole to say, and now for something completely different. I'm sorry, Michael. Are you not distracted by the corpse swinging in front of you? WrestleMania 2000, The Cat versus Terry.
The only singles match, and it's the worst match. But it's the Cat versus Terry Runnels, and neither of them can wrestle. Why did you book this? Who booked this Mania jog shit?
Runnels. I mean, it's not their fault, but my god. Val Venus in all his stupid-ass glory refereeing the one and only one-on-one match at WrestleMania between 2 non-wrestlers in a cat fight, with Moolah and Mae Young in each corner. How was WrestleMania the worst show of the year in WWE's best year? WrestleMania X7, Right to Censor versus Taz and the APA. When I showed WrestleMania
It's not horrible. It's not the worst thing you've ever seen. It's fine. It's really just fine. It's there. Nothing wrong with it.
X7 to my friends, we got to this match and they looked at me and said, this is the best WrestleMania? A damning indictment, but I told them to let it play out. WrestleMania 18, Maven versus...
Fair. It's hardcore bullshit.
This is Gold Dust. It would have been a nice success story if Tough Enough winner and future YouTuber Maven had a classic WrestleMania match. Man, it would have been nice. WrestleMania 19, The Undertaker
Bad booking decision, you can blame Nathan Jones, but then again, Taker should never have been facing these two at WrestleMania when the streak is a thing.
versus Big Show and A-Train. This match isn't nearly as bad as others on this list due to Mania 19 being superb. Dan Layton, you know what you did, but even the best Mania needs a worst match. Taker takes down Big Show riding A-Train with the help of everyone's favorite answer to a trivia question, Nathan Jones, even though Jones wasn't in the match, and this should have been a DQ. The streak should have ended here. Justice for A-Train. WrestleMania 20, Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh, this match should have been good. Why is this match so shit? Why is this match so shit? It's not even just a crowd, it's booked to be shit from the beginning to end. The most over guy in this match is Stone Cold, the referee. Oh, this match is so shit.
Lesnar. I mean, if there was ever a crowd not to have this match in front of, this would be the one. A Madison Square Garden WrestleMania crowd that were smarter than the average bear were not going to be receptive to the match between two.
This is what makes me laugh. This is the forgotten part of this. Right? Everyone's talking about Goldberg was leaving, Brock Lesnar was leaving. The part people forget is after No Way Out, Goldberg is not seen until WrestleMania. Goldberg is not seen again until WrestleMania. He's not seen at all. He shows up in No Way Out. Spears Brock is not seen again until this match. Then he leaves again. It's just Brock and Austin.
Two dudes that had both given their notice. WrestleMania 21, Big Show versus
Without a foot and down, couldn't agree more.
Aki Bono. You know, when I said I hated work shoot fighting for WrestleMania 2, I did forget that there would be another example of this to come, and one where I had to spend the match looking at the Big Show's big dimply ass. WrestleMania 22, the
I couldn't agree more.
Boogeyman versus Booker T and Sharmell. I mean, the match is exactly what it says on the can. Sharmell of Jenna vs. Sharmell fame wrestling a match at WrestleMania against the Boogeyman. Booker T
Fucking Boogeyman.
He is world champion 3 months later, by the way. Just thought I'd point that out. Yep. WrestleMania 23, the Great
Couldn't agree more. Colleen Gane is a board buster fuck.
Khali versus Kane. I don't know what WWE creative got out of booking the Great Khali versus Kane at WrestleMania, but it should have been 3 to 5 years. And then these f***ers saw this, and over multiple years says, yeah, we can run that back 8 more times! WrestleMania 24, Beth Phoenix and Melina versus Maria and Ashley.
I actually have no memory of this match at all, so I'm just gonna move along with it.
And the biggest stars of this WrestleMania match are the commentator knocking out the comedy goofball, and then Snoop Dogg knocking out the comedy goofball. It kind of makes sense that the lights went out halfway through the match. I wouldn't want to see this either. WrestleMania 25, the
This match was a fucking stupid idea, but it did let some entertaining moments despite the fact no one wanted to admit it.
WrestleMania Battle Royal. You know, there really was a good reason the top women's stars of yesteryear passed on this match, and it might have had something to do with no one getting an entrance and then the match being won by a man. Just a hunch. WrestleMania 26, Bret Hart versus Mr. McMahon.
This is the worst match of all time. This is the worst WrestleMania match. I don't... Fuck your Lawler and Michael Cole, because I know there are people who say this. This is boring as fuck. This is boring. This is in... Because Lawler and Cole is hilarious. It is genuinely hilarious. I will laugh at that all day long. This bored the piss out of me. This match fucking sucks and should not have been on any WrestleMania. This is the worst WrestleMania match of all time. Fucking argue with me.
Man, it is truly astonishing how WWE managed to get every aspect of this match wrong. Could have just been Bret beating the tar out of Vince for a minute, putting him in the sharpshooter, everyone cheers. Instead, Vince pays off Bret's family and Bret just says, JK, no you didn't, and beats Vince for an hour. Appalling. WrestleMania 27, Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler. For as much as WWE f***ed up Bret and Vince, at least they had Bret win. Why am I...
Fair. That's the only thing that makes this worse. That makes it bad is Cole wins, but this match in no way should have been. Bret and McMahon's a worse match.
Doing this list again. WrestleMania 28, Sheamus for...
A bad booking choice that gave them the fucking opportunity of a lifetime 2 years later.
Versus Daniel Bryan. Haha, you silly little internet fans. You shouldn't have paid to see your world champion at WrestleMania. We've got your money now. It all worked out for Daniel Bryan, but me running. My best friend turned off Mania and didn't watch wrestling for 2 years after this. WrestleMania 29, Triple H versus Brock Lesnar.
I didn't think this match was that bad. I don't know why people hate on this match so much. It's not that bad. I might need to watch it again because I don't remember this match being that bad.
Lesnar. Why does Triple H think he's a good big match wrestler? Why, after all those years of horrible WrestleMania matches, did he still insist on having the longest match of the show? And why the did Triple H come out of retirement for a goddamn retirement match? WrestleMania 30, AJ.
That does make me laugh. This one I feel bad for because it's not only is it whatever match. I had to follow the streak ending, so the crowd don't even care. Oh, I feel bad for all of them.
AJ Lee versus the world. On one hand, I'm glad all the women of WWE got a WrestleMania payday. But on the other hand, booking every woman on your roster to all fight at once immediately after the most shocking match in WrestleMania history.
Not a great plan.
WrestleMania 31, the Bella
Yeah, this is pretty shit.
Twins versus AJ Lee and Paige. Again, an example of a perfectly adequate match on an excellent show, but for this to be the follow-up of the 2014 feuds of AJ Lee and Paige and Nikki and Brie Bella kinda shows why a women's evolution was sorely needed. WrestleMania 32, Triple H.
One of the most boringest matches of all time, and should not have gone 30 fucking minutes. Thanks, Hunter.
Versus Roman Reigns. I don't know if there has ever been a more self-indulgent and less self-aware match in WrestleMania history than this one. Main event heel Triple H, brought to the ring by a never-ending soliloquy by Stephanie McMahon, beaten by babyface Roman Reigns in a half-hour match. Boo, hiss, tomato, tomato, tomato. WrestleMania 33, Bray.
Oh, this should have been two things. This should have been a triple threat. And they still fucking do the little fucking things on the ground. That looks so stupid. This one makes me sad.
Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. Bray Wyatt deserved better than this match, and to think that the WWE title went from John Cena versus AJ Styles levels of awesomeness to this maggot on the mat bullshit in 2 months flat is one of the most aggressive 180s in WWE history. WrestleMania 34, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Having watched
I have to watch that because I actually like this match live, but I bet if I watch it back, it's probably dog shit.
This back, it is so much worse than I remember it being. This is Beach Ball Mania, which is what happens when you take the 50% of this match that people liked and said, F you, he's leaving and he hates you. This is the last of 4 WrestleMania main events to feature on this list, and is possibly the most frustrating. WrestleMania 35, Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle. This is not
Kurt Angle did what he wanted. Kurt Angle did what the company wanted. Shouldn't have been what happened. He should have gone a set. But he did what the company wanted. That's what a company guy does.
Not a list that necessitates an AEW comparison, but if you will indulge me, you see how AEW has treated Sting in his retirement match from last night? You know, picking his opponent, ending his career on his terms. Pretty much perfect, right? Now you see why fans might still be a little bit salty even 5 years later that this was how WWE chose to say goodbye to Kurt Angle. Night.
I wish Kurt could come back. I know he can't, but I really do wish he could come back for one last run because he deserves better than this.
And day. WrestleMania 36, Elias versus...
Really? I would have so thought it would have been Braun versus Goldberg. This was the one I thought I nailed in the head. Braun versus Goldberg. Okay.
King Corbin. When we all tuned in to WrestleMania 36 to try and distract ourselves from the horrors of the world around us, and then we had to watch Elias and King Corbin wrestle to abject silence, it became a little bit more clear just how bleak the next 18 months were going to be. WrestleMania 37, The Fiend
The match that pissed everyone off at Mania.
Versus Randy Orton. The box-like structure, the melting Alexa
The box-like structure. Fucking A.
Bliss, the Fiend's burns being magicked away, leaving us all to wonder what the point of all of this was in the first place. It is all just so horrible. And when Randy's trying to slip and slide his way to the ring, it's probably a good indication that we should all be as mentally checked out as he was. WrestleMania 38, Mr. McMahon versus Pat McAfee. I'm
just moving on. I'm not even saying anything. I'm just moving on.
potential comedy to be drawn from this match or the stunner that followed has unfortunately been destroyed by the information that has come to light since. So just a big old double bird to you, Vince. Hope you rot. And WrestleMania 39, Austin Theory versus
Completely agree with this one.
John Cena. I mean, John Cena told us that even if Austin Theory beat him, it wouldn't mean anything because Theory sucked, and honestly, I can't argue with him. The proof has been in the pudding for the last 12 months every time Theory has made us all remember when he had the worst match of one of the best WrestleManias of all time. And that's our list.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this reaction video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think the worst WrestleMania match of all time is in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all for the next one.